It's one of those things, guys. Fraud, corruption. You know, they all say, well, who's going to police the police? You know, who's going to police the FBI? Or who's going to, well, nobody. Yeah, they have to police themselves, so to speak. And what happens when they become corrupt? Or their bosses or boss becomes corrupt? Remember the old saying, don't ever forget it, because I've said it 1,000 times. It is hard for a man to tell the truth when his job depends upon him not telling the truth. Police officer, my sergeant, my chief of police in this case, let's say, kind of telling us to do things a little wrong. It's the chief of police. If I don't do it, I'll probably be out of a job. But I work so hard. I've got a family. I've got a mortgage. Where the hell am I going to go? And if he fires me, what department's going to pick me up? Because then they're going to see I was fired. It is hard for a man to tell the truth when his keeping his job depends upon him not telling the truth. Unless their conscience is just killing them so bad, I got to say something. All right? So let's see what this article is about. TheHill.com. Probe found Florida police chief told officers to pin unsolved crimes on random black people. Man, the police chief in a small Florida town is accused of encouraging his officers to pin unsolved crimes on random nearby black people so the department would have a better arrest record. What area? Well, guess who's reporting? The Miami Herald reported Thursday. So let's see what area this is from. Speaking of, again, liberal democratic zones. Remember Parkland shooting, Broward County Sheriff, all that? Oh, what? Liberal? Whoa. Remember some of the voter fraud I was actually uncovering? I did a couple videos. Hey, this is, sure enough, Broward County. This lady worked there, volunteered. And when she walked by, she looked over into one of the rooms and saw people filling out blank voter forms that were for overseas, filling them out. She brought it to the attention of one of her supervisors and was promptly escorted out of the building and fired, essentially. I covered that story. Where? Liberal area, in this case of Florida. So don't be surprised if it's in another Democrat stronghold, if you will, area, as I read this. Former Biscayne Park Chief Raimundo Atesiano and two officers, Raul Fernandez and Charlie Daob, have been charged with falsely accusing a black Haitian American teenager, identified as TD, with burglaries to impress local officials in the village north of Miami Shores. All have pleaded not guilty to the accusations. Us? No, of course not. A trial date is set for later this month. The charges were part of a long history of targeting random people to achieve a spotless crime-solving record before an internal investigation in 2014, the Herald reported. If they have burglaries that are open cases that are not solved yet, if you see anybody black walking through our streets and they have somewhat of a record, arrest them so we can pin them for all the burglaries, Officer Anthony De La Torre said as part of the probe. They were basically doing this to have a 100% clearance rate for the city. 4 officers, a third of the tiny 12-man force, admitted to an outside investigator that they felt pressured to file inaccurate charges. I wonder if they used the Jason 4 term. It is hard for a man to tell the truth when his job, keeping his job, depends upon him not telling the truth. I wonder if that was part of the record, to the investigator. No. De La Torre is the only one that mentioned targeting black people, but former Biscayne Park Village manager Heidi Shafran told the newspaper that the orders given to officers were clear. The letters said police were doing a lot of bad things, she said. Heidi, it's just definitely a she. It said police officers were directed to pick up people of color and blame the crimes on them. Atesiano abruptly resigned during the investigation in 2014 after a 2-year tenure with an impressive crime stat. Only one of the 30 burglary cases had been unsolved, including 19 from 2013, the department boasted. So guess what happened? Let me tell you what happens. You're one of these, let's say there was 19 cases, 2013, not just 2013. Only one of their 30 burglary cases had been unsolved. So let's just say, again, we have to assume, so we're just going to use the word assume, allegedly 29 cases, falsely accused. Someone has a worse rap sheet than they may have had. Maybe they end up pinning on somebody who didn't have a rap sheet because they were smarting off with the officer. I didn't do that, man. We blame this stuff on people all the time. He don't know this, does he? No. We're going to arrest him anyways. Now you got a record. Okay, so that's a problem. Others who already have a record have additional charges on their records. Not to say that they're good people because they have a bad record or whatever, but that doesn't give us the right to give more false, records, put records on them falsely. Let's be fair here. This is America. Democracy. Right? That's what we keep hearing. And then it gets better. There's always more. Because I want to give bonuses out. I want to hand them out like candy. Lawsuits. I was falsely accused. I was falsely accused. I was falsely accused. On top of other people who now want retaliation because they're pissed off. Oh, they falsely accused me too, even though they really did a crime. Lawsuits. Payday. Well, that guy, he resigned in 2014 after an investigation. He's gone. And even if he wasn't gone, does he get charged out of his own pocket? Whatever charges are filed and lawsuit settlements happen? No, it'll happen with the city and or county. Thus, the taxpayer pays for it. Oh, we got to raise property taxes. Oh, why do we have to raise property taxes? Budgetary problems. Specifically, what budgetary problems? Well, we can't afford. Keep digging. No, keep digging. Lawsuit payouts. Oh. So we could have saved millions of dollars had we had a legitimate chief of police and or just simply put government officials in power. And that's one town. Don't you remember not that long ago, a few years ago, a small town in Texas, I think it was Texas, was doing the same thing, except they were not the same thing, similar. They were pulling over people with out-of-state tags. They could see, oh, this person's not from around here, pull them over and confiscate stuff from them, stole their people's money, you name it. Extortion. Got nailed. That was a few years ago. So for every one of these cases, like that one and the one I just told you about in Texas, how many other ones are happening in which you don't effing know about? But it seems like this stuff is just a ripe time for the truth to come out and exposing these things. It's just happening. It's the right time, apparently. So that's the bonus. You get to pay for. What's that? You don't like that? Well, he doesn't work anymore. We got a new chief in there. All right, but it costs all of us millions of dollars to settle. It cost these people potentially, at the time at least, irreparable harm. They now have a record. And usually when you get booked, whether you're guilty or not guilty, that's public record and it stays in the system. And if you're an employer, someone comes to you, I want to work for you. Okay, what's your name? Here, fill this out. They go look up the sheriff's office website. Oh, let's see. Oh, this guy's been booked. He was booked for, burglary. Yeah, but it says he was let go free. Your mind's going to say, well, yeah, they probably didn't have enough freaking evidence to get him. You probably sold all this stuff. All right. Yeah, we don't need you. We're all full now. Employment's full now. Thanks for coming by. They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to say, I looked you up and I'm nervous. No. Yeah, have a nice day. Unbelievable. So the year after his departure, not a single burglary case out of 19 was solved. Catch that? A year after this guy's departure, not a single burglary case out of the 19 were solved. But he just had a phenomenal track record where only one was not solved. The rest of them were solved. They charged somebody. He leaves, and all of a sudden, 19 cases, we don't know who did it. TD, a teenager who had several previous run-ins with the cops, was charged with 4 previously unsolved burglaries. The report cited no witnesses, fingerprints, evidence, confessions, or production of stolen property, the Herald noted. The Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office later dismissed all the charges against TD, including previous accusations of fleeing and eluding the scene of a crime and those related to a rape case. He was never formally charged with any crime. Because again, could you imagine they just hate this someone, and I'm not saying that I know one way or the other, but we have guys, this isn't burglary, we got a rape case, unsolved rape. Oh, let's go for our boy TD. TD nailed. And I'm saying it could happen. What's gonna? That's too harmful of a thing to do. They're already breaking the law in the most worst, disgusting way possible. Attestiano and Captain Lawrence Churchman, who had not been indicted with the crime, both denied pressuring cops to make unwarranted arrests, encouraging or even demanding the public public employees raise their performance levels to meet the citizens' expectation is not an invitation for those public employees to cut corners or falsify documents. His defense attorney, Richard DeCobo, told the Herald. Oh, he didn't tell. Oh, you got a defense attorney. Yeah, my attorney's going to speak for me. I don't. Churchman is accused of regularly making racist and sexist comments. The captain has said on several different occasions he doesn't want any N's, F's, or women, B word, working at Biscayne Park, Officer Thomas Harrison told the investigator. Churchman was suspended during the investigation and officially left the department in 2014. In a statement to the Herald, he said it wasn't his responsibility to handle burglary cases or crime statistics. It's ridiculous to believe that I would encourage sworn officers to falsify crime reports and to pin crimes on innocent people when clearing crimes was not my responsibility, Churchman said, who now has a defense lawyer. Again, these are humans, other humans. Doesn't matter if they work at a grocery store, an auto mechanic, police officer, judge, federal judge, FBI, Peter Strzok. You guys watching the Peter Strzok grilling? Holy crap. Can that guy make some faces under pressure? Like he's being possessed. It's everywhere. Fraud, corruption, the good old boy number, it's everywhere. Democracy, I'll say it again, is one of the degenerate forms of the main forms of government, types of government. Again, Realist News, Jason at 4, search YouTube, The Cycles of Government. Realist News, The Cycles of Government. This is temporary. And again, a degenerate form of some of the other main forms of government is called democracy. And this type of system we have is just that. And part of that is we elect somebody, we do elect them through our democracy, our voting, and then they get to hire people, pick people that you and I don't get to vote in. And I'm going to tell you the way it is. Any police officers, Leos out there probably will know this immediately, as well as if you've been in the military, etc. But you'll have like a very high-ranking person, whether it was a captain or major or something. They're retiring or they're whatever, something's happening. Oh, they're going to get replaced by somebody else. As soon as that somebody else takes over, and now they're the new captain or the major or whatever, they got to bring all their buddies. They're all my boys. So the previous sergeants and lieutenants, you guys are gone. Demoted. Have a nice day. I love you guys, but no, I got to bring my guys over. New sergeant, new lieutenant, all the way down. New corporal, all the way down. But I thought I was doing a good job. I thought I was a good lieutenant. Yeah, you were. You really did. Your track record is great. Officer, everyone on you worked great. Well, how come I don't get a state lieutenant? I mean, they don't actually say anything. They just quietly shut their mouths because they know they can't talk back to superior officer, or same story with the police department. You wouldn't dare bring that up. Everyone knows and expects it. When somebody up above moves, holy crap, our lives can change massively. You could absolutely be demoted in a hurry because they need their buddies. Take care of my boys. We used to patrol together back in the day. These are my boys. I finally made it up there, and I'm taking them with me. To hell with the rest of you that have done a phenomenal job, by the way. I'm bringing these people in. I'm going to promote them all, who may not even kind of have the experience, if you will, to even be in some of those positions. Does anyone remember the, was it the Equifax, the rating, the credit rating agency, Oh, we got hacked, and entire, pretty much almost all, you might as well say all of America, your social security, name, address, everything. It's out there on the dark web now. Yeah, sorry about that. Who's the IT person? Oh, this lady, such and such. It was some lady. Can't remember her name. And, Oh, you knew months and months ago before you even got hacked that the version, the web software, whatever they were using, was prone to this attack. You were made aware of it. Didn't do any changes. Correct. And then it happened months later. You got nailed. Yeah. What is her position? She's, director of IT, whatever. What is her qualifications? None. None. Zero. How the hell did she get there? Again, I'm going to make you COO of the company. I'm going to make you the IT director. Me, I used to sell used cars. So, yeah, you're the new IT director. You. We need someone in charge of the finance department. What's your background? Cash register at McDonald's. You're my best friend. You're hired. It's something like, this is absurd. This is why you have people like Obama, Hillary, these people, they couldn't talk to you straight without a teleprompter if their lives depended on it, especially Barack. Holy crap. That guy couldn't even continue the sentence if his teleprompter turned off. Trump, on the other hand, will get out there, stare you in the face, and move around the audience and just keep talking about whatever he needs to talk about. No teleprompter needed, etc. So, that's the guy you want for the position. You don't want fake Barack Obama to come over here and pretend to him, I'm the conductor of the train, watch me toot the horn, hey! When we have a real boss, or real conductor of the train, now, Donald Trump. So again, that's how it works throughout politics, everywhere. So, as we move toward the blockchain and the electronic everything, I got a sneaky suspicion that all these democratic things we do these days won't be needed. We won't need humans who are very easily corruptible, etc., to take these positions and then, well, I'm going to approve you for this new restaurant building downtown, but I'm not going to approve that guy. Why? Because I know you, you're my buddy, or you've paid me, and that person didn't. Good citizen, probably a great guy, good husband. He's not getting approved. Now, he doesn't know that. He doesn't know he's getting turned down because I got a backroom deal with this guy over here. See, he doesn't know that. He just thinks, well, there's a limited space and they're denying me. Okay. The best money a democracy could buy. Democracy buys you. So we got a long ways to go. You're going to hear more of this stuff and more of it and more of it. We're going to have to get to a point where as a society we try to do, how do you not have a police force? What? Right? How do you not have police? You don't have police, you have anarchy. You don't want anarchy, believe me. You'll be begging for the corruption days, believe it or not. We have a lot of decisions to make as humans, don't we? Take care.